Hello, 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 and welcome. I am so excited for you to be here today because today I am sharing 7 tips that helped me lose 77 pounds on this GLP-1. Stick around to the end because I am going to share a bonus tip with you that helped make all the difference for me. Just to catch you up, I am the Downsizing Diva and I am taking Mounjaro. I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. Now I'm in the pre-diabetic range, and my goal is to get out of the pre-diabetic range and just to be in the normal range. So far, I have lost 77 pounds taking Mounjaro, and I am proud of myself. So let me share with you exactly how I got to this point. If you listen to those numbers, my weight loss has been slow and steady. And I always say slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit, because I really do believe it. And that has been like the story and theme of my weight loss. I'm not a slow responder, but I am slow and steady. So let me tell you how I did that. Let's just get right into it. The first tip I'm going to give you is stay on a dose until it stops working. Now, this is a big one because when I first started my journey, it was in February. And I would say by March or April, I had gotten the word that if a dose was working, you probably should stay on it. There's no need to titrate up every 4 weeks. And my doctor was on board with that. So I do want to add that my doctor was on board with that. But initially, I just thought you take the medication. After 4 weeks, you go up, from 2.5 to 5. And along my journey, I learned that you didn't have to titrate up every 4 weeks if the medication was working. And that has really helped me. Now, currently, I'm taking 12.5 milligrams. I just have been taking that for about, I would say, 2.5 months now. And before that, I was on 10 milligrams, and I stayed on that almost 7 months. So that's just to give you an idea of how long I stayed on a dose if it was working. So I have insert a video here so you can go back and check out my weight loss dose by dose. But I'm telling you, stay on the dose. If it's working, you're going to want to stay on it till it's not, right? The goal is to find a dose that's right for you. So here is a tip. Track or journal your side effects and your cravings and your hunger, because that's going to help you when you are debating, because you'll get to the point where you'll think, should I titrate up or should I not? Should I stay on a dose or should I not? And when all those thoughts come in your head, you want to have some data to take to your doctor about how you've been feeling and what's been going on with your body and your cravings. Take that to your doctor so you can make a knowledgeable choice about whether to titrate up or not. So that's just a tip that has helped me. Now, tip number 2, no food for me after 7:30. I'm so proud of myself because I consistently have not eaten past 7:30. And sometimes it's even been as early as 6:30 or 7. Now, why was this a game changer for me? Not because you're magically going to lose weight overnight, but because that late night eating that I used to do is what was putting the pounds on me. And I don't want to repeat that on my GLP-1 journey. Someone out there may say, oh, you can eat fruit and vegetables as long as you're on a calorie deficit. Well, I never want to eat food and lay down. I want to at least have a 3-hour window. If I know I'm going to bed like at 9, I'll eat at 6. That'll be the last time I eat. I have been very consistent about having a 3-hour window in between my eating and laying down. So I am sticking to that. That has worked for me. And I remember so many times before my GLP-1 journey, going to bed stuffed and feeling stuffed because I would have eaten late, and even in the middle of the night, getting up, eating something and going back to bed. And so that's a habit I do not want to repeat. That is a habit that I successfully broke on this GLP-1 journey. So a tip for you is giving yourself a bedtime, sticking to that, maybe having that mantra that the kitchen is closed to signal this is the end of your eating. I have told my daughter that, like, the kitchen is closed, no more water, no more anything. We're done for the night. And so my daughter even knows that routine now. So try that. Hopefully it can work for you. Tip number 3 is to drink at least 64 ounces of water. So we know dehydration is a hidden issue on these GLP-1s. A lot of people aren't getting the water in, which is going to cause constipation. It could potentially be one of those side effects that would keep you from taking the medication. So if I were you, I would get that water in. Schedule it like you schedule your hair appointment, your nail appointment. Schedule your day. Schedule in those water breaks. I would even set a timer, and when the timer goes off, that's your opportunity and your time to drink. So that's something you could do to get the water in. Another tip is adding things into it, some electrolyte, maybe adding some lemon in it, some cucumbers, spice the water up. Please just make sure you're getting your water in, because the meds are going to slow down your digestion. And when that happens, that could cause not only constipation, but fatigue. And even I've known people and heard of people getting dizzy, and all because it was linked to them not drinking water. So drink that water. I also want to add here that I do carry a water bottle pretty much everywhere I go. So that also helps me to get the water in. Tip number 4 is to prioritize your sleep. I cannot say this enough. We got to get that sleep in. I'm going to tell you, sleep helps your body burn fat. It resets your hormones and it heals your body. It heals your body. I had to stop treating sleep like it was an afterthought, because that's what I was doing. I was up doing so many things and I thought, oh, I can function on 3 and 4 hours just fine. And it really did slow down my weight loss a whole lot. Number one thing is I just didn't have energy. I was tired after I went to work or did what I needed to do throughout the day. When it was time to exercise, I was just too tired to do it. Or if I could get some exercise in the morning, then in the afternoon, I was too tired to do anything with my daughter. So that lack of sleep was really affecting me. The rule of thumb is 7 to 9 hours. Meet us somewhere in the middle with that 8 hours of sleep. When I sleep better, I feel better, I move better, I just go about my day better. That's something that I don't think we talk about enough in the GLP-1 community, and how important it is to everything we do on this weight loss journey, which is giving your body rest. Here's a tip for you. Shut off those phones, the iPads, the TV, all the screens. Shut off those screens an hour before bed and set a consistent time to go to bed. Have in your mind, I don't care what I'm doing, I'm going to stop doing it at this time and get in the bed. Shut off everything an hour before you think you should be going to sleep. And shut everything off. So, good luck with getting that sleep in. Number 5. Track those calories. Yes, even on the GLP-1 journey, track those calories so that you know that you are eating enough food. Make sure you're eating somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 calories at least. And I would talk to your doctor about this and make sure your doctor is giving you more accurate numbers and more of a range for your body of what you should be eating. But you just want to make sure you're getting enough food. I use the PEP app to track. It's an app that was designed for GLP-1 users. It's tracking more than just your food. It's also tracking your side effects. It's tracking your injections. So I would check out that app. I have a link in my description if you're interested. The last thing I'm going to say about this is under eating really slows down your weight loss. So if you're one of those people that are worried about not losing weight, being a slow responder, going slow and steady, not eating enough is going to be one of the culprits of all that. So if I were you, I would at least get a baseline. I always say get that baseline of whatever you're doing. Maybe just track for 3 days and see how much you're getting in and go from there, or track for a week and see how you're doing. But get that baseline and know your numbers as far as how many calories you're taking in, so you could be in a calorie deficit, so you could get that scale moving. Tip number 6 is going to be strength training. You know, I could not leave this out. I wanted to start the video with this, but I didn't want people to click off thinking, oh, there she goes again, talking about that strength training. But the strength training is so important. It really is. It's going to maintain that lean muscle mass. You don't need to hit those weights heavy. You don't need 50-pound weights, 20-pound weights. Start where you can. Start with 2s, 3s, and build your way up. And I'm telling you, the more you do it, you will build up. You will be able to lift heavier weights. And so that should be your goal. Starting small could be 10 minutes, 2 times a week, and then build up to 10 minutes, 3 times a week. And then instead of going to the 4 times a week, you could increase the time and do 15 minutes instead of 10 minutes. But whatever you do, start somewhere. Maybe you don't need to start with weights. Start with some water bottles. Start with cans if you have that at your house. Start with resistance bands. Even if you just start with 1 day a week. Look into doing some strength training where you can sit in the chair if you can't stand and move around. So wherever you start, just start. That's the key. Just start. We want to build muscle and lose fat. We don't want to lose fat and lose muscle, right? So in order to maintain that, we're going to have to strength train. So that leads me to tip number 7. Tip number 7 is eat whole foods most of the time. And I say most of the time because I know people are eating protein bars and protein shakes and protein cookies and all things protein. But 80 to 90% of your diet should be whole food. That's lean protein, veggies, fruits, healthy fats, fiber-rich carbs. The processed foods are going to make you feel sluggish, and it's just probably going to slow down your weight loss journey, even if you're in that calorie deficit. So whole foods really are what gives me energy. I feel so much better when I'm eating them. So you might be thinking, why would you ever eat a processed food? Because it's addictive, right? They're designed to be addictive, so you keep coming back or you want to eat those. I am so thankful for the GLP-1 because it has really taken my cravings away for those foods. Here's a tip. Just to make sure you're getting those whole foods in, journal it, jot it down somewhere, take pictures of it, keep a journal of what you're eating, and make sure the majority of what you're eating is whole foods. So here is my bonus tip. This is probably the most important tip of all, and it's the reason why I'm at 77 pounds down, and that is to be consistent. Slow and steady wins the race. And that's because I have been consistent. So most of what I'm doing that is going right, I'm doing that most of the time. So the majority of what you're doing, be consistent with that. Those good habits, those good systems that you put in place, do those most of the time and you will see results. If for some reason you're tweaking these things and you're using these tips and you're not seeing results, I would check with your doctor. Get your blood work done. Get those labs done. Make sure that everything is going right in your body. Make sure that you don't have other things going on that could be secretly sabotaging your weight loss. So I would definitely check with your doctor or healthcare professional. So with that said, I want to send blessings your way on this journey. We can do this. We want progress over perfection. No one's journey is going to be perfect, but we want to do what we can. And what we can should be our best of what we can do, right? Our best of what we can do. And so if you're putting your best foot forward, then that's all you can ask of yourself. And just give yourself a little bit of grace, but don't forget about your goals. Don't forget why you started taking this GLP-1 or you went on a weight loss journey or a health journey to begin with. So let me know in the comments, does any of these tips resonate with you? Is there a tip that I mentioned that you have used that's also helped you be successful? And just brag a little bit. How much weight have you lost? I'm looking forward to hearing about some of the wins in our GLP-1 community. So thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and share it with someone who's on a GLP-1 journey or just needs to hear some tips on their weight loss journey. Come and interact with the Downsizing Diva community live. I am live 3 times a week. Currently, I am live on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and I am live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So come and join us. Now, if you need a little bit of extra support, I want you to go to my stand store. I have some freebies and some tools in there to motivate you and help you along on your GLP-1 journey. I want you to take great care of yourself on this journey. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.